We're from the Unitarian Universalist Church of Delaware County. Either way, it doesn't matter. I'm Craig, this is Donna, and for anyone out there who doesn't see color, she's black, I'm white. And we have two biracial children in their 20s. We came... okay. Is this better? Okay. We came to be in the Philadelphia region about 14, 15 years ago, and immediately said, let's find the UU Church. There were a couple near us. We went to UUCDC and said, we like this. These are nice people. They have a lot of social justice programs. I personally felt very comfortable there. Of course, that might also be because I'm a white male, cis, and the congregation is about 98% white. Actually, 98% non-black. There are a couple of Asians and one or two Latinos, but there are only 6 people of African American descent out of about 300 people. When we first got there, nothing much was happening regarding race. But actually, I should let my wife sort of jump in here and say a little bit about herself and her feelings when we first got to the church.
This is how we roll. Anyway, so I didn't really expect anything extraordinary in terms of diversity or multiculturalism when I joined our church. In fact, for me, it was just a continuation of the same. All right. It's no accident that I married a white man. I grew up in Europe and speak fluent French, and I'm used to being in white-centered spaces, to the extent that I kind of, at some point, probably lost myself. It became increasingly important for me to seek out my own identity, and I have been doing that for a number of years now. Our church, although there are many well-intentioned white people there, fail to really understand the impact of their actions and some of the things that they say for the few of us who are people of color. And my husband has fortunately gone on this journey with me, I'm very pleased to say. But so I think, as in many congregations, we have a history of doing a lot of things intellectually that by and large have made people feel better. So we have scholarships for the NAACP so that kids can go to college. We've had a number of workshops, a number of training, a number of community events. And I've been on the board. I've played about every role that I can imagine in a church. And I've always heard since day one, we would like to be more inclusive. We would like to have more diversity in our congregation. And as I sit in our congregation, it's a very lonely place at times. As I sit and I count, then I say, there's one. There's another one. So for me, I don't quite have the same hope that some of my fellow congregants have in terms of suddenly, the sky opening up and having a massive quantity of brown and black people. But I am more hopeful because in spite of all the fits and starts that we have had, I think lately, over the past 3 years, we've had the most sustained group that I've at least been a part of. My husband and I are a member of the Black Lives Matter group, which includes 2 other people who are here today. And that has been going for 3 years, right? Is there anything else that you'd like to say about that as your experience on that committee?
Well, it started out with a lot of people because it said, we're going to have a Black Lives Matter committee. It came to pass because of all of the violence, I hate to say that we were seeing on TV, that we were experiencing. through whatever means. But when the Black Lives Movement was getting going, we said, this is something that can maybe get us moving together. And we had maybe 30, 35 people who said, yes, I want to be a part of this. And we had a couple of meetings, and the numbers started to dwindle a little bit because not much was happening. And it took a year and a half from the time that we said, all right, we're going to do something, for us to get a Black Lives Matter banner and to place it outside the church. Now, one of the things with this, being Unitarian Universalists, we wanted to make sure that everyone was comfortable with this. And there was a lot of talking with people, and we actually had brought this up at a congregational meeting, and we got unanimous support to put it up there. So that was a very good sign. Of course, recently, several weeks ago, I was talking with someone who, a senior member of our church who had also been board president several years ago, and I was telling him that we were going to try to make our church anti-racist. To which he said, we took care of that last year. I said, what do you mean? He said, well, we put up that banner. There's a little bit more to it than that, but the thing is that we are moving forward, and tomorrow at the congregational meeting I will be talking about the 8th principle, which at our congregational meeting in May we will be asking our congregation to officially approve that as our church's 8th principle, and we'll see what happens then. Oh God, we're down to 1 minute.
So just to add to that, where we're at now in terms of the Black Lives Matter group, we've also decided to move ahead and stop waiting for everybody to join us, which is, I think, a good thing. And to that end, we are having people trained, hopefully in March. Paula and Bruce are coming to lead influential members of our congregation in a process of next steps. So we're hopeful that that will produce the desired results so that we can work towards becoming an anti-racist congregation. Thank you very much.
Yes.